Do 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 do. All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? Oh man, daylight savings time begins today. Actually, it began at 2 a.m. last night. That's the official time change. So it's spring forward, right? Spring forward. Fall back and spring forward, right? The time change is here, which is great. Boy, some kids and their family, they're yelling on their scooters on the right. That's okay. It's all good, all good. Yeah, I love spring forward because it gives me an extra hour to do these walks and these shows. And as we get closer and closer to summer, you know, there's going to be sunlight outside until about 8:30 or closer to 9 o'clock. That gives me a lot more flexibility to do some in-studio shows during the day, and then after that do, you know, a walk, right? But when we fall back initially and we lose that hour, and as we get into, you know, the winter time, it typically would get dark by about 5 o'clock, right? So there's a huge difference when you have like an extra 3 to 3.5 hours of daylight during the day, during the business day, you know, that I love and enjoy, you know, during this time of the year. Now, we lost an hour of sleep last night. Sorry about that. Well, why am I being sorry? Like, hey, I know it affects many people. My lady was telling me that she's a little tired. She's at work. But hey, her and I both went to bed early last night, and it didn't really affect us. So hopefully it hasn't really affected you, and you are going to be all right. So today, I have another interesting topic. There's a kid, like a young kid. He's a bigger kid. I think he's like autistic or something. He keeps looking at me. He's with like his grandparents or something. And they were looking for the trail, and they went into the apartments instead. I guess they saw it online. People will see this trail here on the All Trails app and online, and they'll come and check it out, and they'll find the parking lot, but go in the wrong area. That happens when you don't know the area. When you're going to a different trail outside your area, you have to find where it's at. And I'm hoping that these people go to the right side, because I think their kid is autistic, and I don't want him to be startled by this. Now they stopped and they're looking at the pier from the bridge entering in. I think these people are not from around here, so they're looking at this as a like a day trip or exploring instead of just taking a nice walk. Us locals, you know, we consider this a place where we can walk. Yeah, we enjoy the beauty too, but it's nothing new to us. It's just something we're accustomed to. But I'm going to wait and see where they go. So anyway, well, folks, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just keep it here, and I'm going to walk right by these people. I'm going to walk right by them. And they're looking at the pier, so I'm going to keep it quiet for a second. Yeah, they're not from around here. Give me a second here, folks. All right. That's a tough situation to deal with because I'm very, very observant and intuitive. And I know that kid has like autism or something by, the way he's like, he seems very startled. He's out of his natural environment. This is something new for him. And I think he's with his grandparents, and the grandma's like holding him, and I'm trying to walk past them without startling the dude, and it's just, you got to do what you got to do. And they're actually going on the other side, which is good, because I think this side would be a little too long, for someone that has autism and is not accustomed to the environment. You got to start it off nice and easy, right? But I'm an expert. I go for everything. I go for the hard part first. All right, we've got 5 people here, 4 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. Few things before we get to the topic here today, and I believe I did put the topic in the chat. I did. Hey, Lewis, how you doing, bro? These gloves are beginning to wear down. You've been noticing on some of my recent streams that they have holes in them. I've been just wearing them down. I do have a backup of these VI Grace gloves I've been buying from Amazon. They've done quite well, but I actually have some newer touch gloves, a different brand of touch gloves on order that I found on Costco.com. See, Costco already has wholesale prices, even at their regular price. But when they need to get rid of stuff that hasn't sold completely, they will put that stuff on their website at an even deeper discount. And I found these touch gloves made by Spider, the company. If you folks have been watching me for a while, Spider makes these really nice, like, workout, shirts and tops. They're really good quality. They're thick, but they're also light. They feel good, and they keep you warm, but they don't also overheat you. Well, I didn't even know they make touch gloves. They make gloves for touch screens. And I think normally they were like priced, like the retail price, like $30. I think Costco was selling them for like, I think they were selling it for like $19.99 or something like that. But I found them on a clearance on Costco.com for like $11.97, like $12. So I ordered 2 mediums for me and 1 small for my lady, because I got her a pair of these touch gloves and she loves them. And she works in an environment that's pretty cold, so keeps her fingers warm, right? And also allows her to use her phone and the touch screens at her work. So I've got new gloves coming. Okay, I'm not a bummy poor man, right? But I do like to use my products until they wear down completely. My shoes, my gloves. I mean, these still work fine, and they keep me warm enough even with the holes, but it's going to get worse. It's not going to work as good, and it's also going to look worse. So, yeah, I'm not a bum. I've got gloves on order. And they should be coming at some point early next week. And I'll show them to you folks. Even though I don't sell any of these products, like, I'll recommend stuff that has worked for me, because I know a lot of YouTubers out here, people on YouTube, like some of these products when they go out, whether they're creating videos or just walking, and they see me wearing them, and they want to, hey, how does that work? Does it keep you warm? Can you use your touch screen? How long do they last? Sure. All right, we should be back. Sorry, I already got cut off. This is the trail where I get cut off frequently. Yesterday, not as bad. I made it through the first half of this side of the trail and halfway back before I even got cut off once. But if I get cut off, folks, I'll be back, within 30 seconds or less, typically a minute at the most. And I forgot what I was saying a second ago. Forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, the show I was going to do tonight. Dating stories. Dating advice for men and women. I believe we're at volume 13 now. Yeah, I've got 5 really, really awesome Reddit stories all queued up and ready to go. I'm all set up to do it, but I've decided to take tonight off for many, many reasons. I'm trying to put out content during certain times that is going to get the most amount of traction. For those of you that have been following me for quite some time, I've been in the rebuilding process for the last 6 months to a year, and I've been just trying new things out. I mean, I know all my content is good stuff, and I believe in myself and in my content. It's just that I'm noticing my live streams from the studio that I start after 10 p.m. Eastern really don't get a lot of traction. Maybe that has to do with the fact that the majority of my audience is from the East Coast in the U.S. Also, the majority of my audience is still a group of people that used to troll me, and they still watch me, and they more so like to watch these streams during this time. And I guess they relate more to these streams than my in-studio ones, because my in-studio ones are pretty structured with the stories I go over. These are more of my raw and real streams. I'm not saying my in-studio ones are not raw and real. They are. But these are the ones where I more so engage my audience and kind of just don't have any structure to it. I do have a topic, and I do discuss the topics in detail throughout these walks, but these are more like an open forum. So that is that. Another thing to mention here, there have been some people from the past that I've been asking to unban them here on my channel. People have been stopping by from this group I used to participate with, unknowing that they were a part of drama and yada, yada, yada. I don't have to get into that. And I'm just going to make an announcement here to the people that it matters to. A lady by the name of Anna, who's been commenting here under the username SweetP1985. She's been commenting here for a while, and yesterday I figured it was her, and she came out and said it was her. And she's been very reasonable and respectful. She's engaged to a man that has been a part of this drama sphere group I used to be a part of, unknowing that it was drama. And this gentleman, I never thought he was a bad person, but he kind of fed into the drama and went along with all the fake instigated drama that certain creators were getting paid to come at me. And now, after a year of me ignoring these people and just moving on, doing my own thing, he himself has realized that, hey, it's time to let bygones be bygones. And that's, part of this topic here today. Let bygones be bygones, right? So I might as well just get to that part of the topic here, and then I'll read the entire topic as we get into the actual main topic, which involves women, obviously, and men, but it's about, women's emotions. I talk about women's emotions quite often here. Stick around, guys, because you've got to learn to understand women's emotions, and if you don't, that's that's going to make you very lonely and miserable if you don't learn to understand women's emotions, because most of the guys nowadays, especially these damn millennials and the Gen Zers and now the Alpha generation, they're too young, they're under 10. But the Gen Z men and the Gen Y millennial men, and even some Gen X guys still haven't figured it out from my generation, but most have. But it's typically the millennials, the millennial men and the post-millennial men, the Gen Zers, the I generation, they have no clue about how to handle a woman's emotions. They have no clue what attracts women to men, right? And a lot of these guys are closed off emotionally. They aren't emotionally aware. They aren't, emotionally strong, right? And to say that at an overall level, they have no emotional intelligence, which is the most important thing to a woman. If I had to even say one thing that's more important to a woman than looks, it's emotional intelligence, because it doesn't matter how good looking you are. Yes, you have to be good looking too. But if you don't have emotional intelligence as well and know how to talk with a lady and understand how to trigger her hot buttons to get turned on, which is by triggering her emotions, you're never going to get anywhere with the woman. You're never going to get anywhere. I'll share more about that in a little bit. I should have probably put on my other layer today. It's a little bit chillier than it was yesterday, but it's not as chilly as normal. There's a little bit of wind, but not that bad, so the sound should be fine. But I only put one layer underneath my jacket today. A lot of times when it's cold, very cold, I have 2 layers. But I'm okay. As I walk, I'll warm up more. So, this lady that's been here on my channel commenting, Sweet P 1985, aka Anna, she used to be a part of this drama group. She used to even date a man that came at me for years, an early 40s guy that is, he runs a drama channel, a bunch of drama channels, but he also tries to do some news reporting on the side. That's his shtick, right? She used to date that guy, and that guy used to get her to do things that she didn't really want to do, but she did them because she was raised to be a woman that just submits to her man 100% of the time. Nothing wrong with submitting to a man as long as it makes sense to do so. But I would never, ever, ever want a woman to submit to me in a way that's in a demanding way, or that's in a way where it's not right. Right? And I honestly, don't even need a woman to really directly submit to me. I just want her to be good to me and treat me as her equal, and vice versa. I'll treat her as my equal on the flip side. My lady and I, we treat each other with respect as equals. I respect her as the woman she is. She respects me as the man I am, and it's all good. I don't need her to kiss my ass or to overly submit. Now, sometimes she's a woman. Sometimes she just does do that. But she also stands up for herself, and that's what attracts me to her the most. What attracts me to my woman the most is the fact that no matter what, she stands up for herself. And she's a fighter. And not a fighter in a bad way. She fights for what she wants and what she believes in, and the stuff she believes in is good stuff. So, this woman, her man, I'll just say his channel name because I unbanned him. You'll probably see him here. He goes by the name of J-Rom. And he runs a channel called the Coach J-Rom channel. And, in the past, I haven't followed his channel in well over a year. And in the past, I had listened to some of his stuff. And, he has a lot of experience, too. He has a lot of life experience. And the ironic thing with this man is that he even said in the past that initially he started his Coach J-Rom channel, or changed his channel from J-Rom to Coach J-Rom, as a parody of myself, because these other people that he used to follow, that he no longer follows anymore, right? These other people that used to come at me and kick me down and say, you're not a coach and you're a phony and a fraud and all that, right? That's what they were doing. So he was like, okay, let me just contribute to this and just create a Coach J-Rom channel, and let's see who the better coach is. And I never look at what I do as a competition. I'm not here to compete with other coaches. I'm here to support anyone and everyone that I can, even if they're a coach as well, doing the same thing. That's why I talk a lot about Coach Corey Wayne and Coach Dan Bacon. These guys have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they're much more established than myself and Coach J-Ron, right? So for me, it's never been about a competition. For me, it's always been about collaboration, working together with people. But that's why he started that channel initially. And now, I don't know if maybe watching what I've done and some other people have done, it's inspired him to actually do some real coaching. Him and his girlfriend over a year ago were overweight, quite overweight to say it honestly and respectfully at the same time. And they both started doing protein diets and stuff like that. I saw what they were doing for a while, and I'm like, yeah, this shit works as long as you stick to it. I've also mentioned in my life, I've gained 20, 30 pounds in my life in the past, every now and then. Hasn't happened in a while, and I'm going to try to never let it happen again. But whenever I've gained 20 or 30 pounds, I've been able to lose it within, a month and a half to 2 months, maybe 2.5 months at the most, because I know the Atkins diet, the low carb or no carb diet, high protein, high fat diet, right? It works because it fills you up. Protein gives you the energy and fills you up quicker than carbs and sustains your hunger. Sustains you from getting hungry longer, right? So you're eating fewer calories per day, and then if you're getting a half an hour to an hour of exercise on top of that, the weight's going to literally start melting, right? So they started their weight journey as of yesterday or a couple days ago. Anna, the Sweet Pea 1985 channel, was here, and she mentioned that she used to be 270, now she's 160. She's lost 110 pounds in about a year, maybe a little over a year. That's beautiful news, right? And that's inspirational. And that's something you can talk about. And that's something Coach J-Rom and Anna, I don't know if you folks have been talking about it or not, because I haven't paid that much attention. But if you two haven't been talking about your weight loss journey and sharing with people the journey along the way, you should be doing that. You'd be growing a huge audience doing that. That's the honest truth. And I'm not saying that, to say what you're doing is wrong, but I'll tell you what happened. I ended up unbanning Coach J-Rom, and we've been talking through some emails, right? And he understands, what's been going on, and that it's all BS and the fun and games have ended, right? Yeah, right? And at the same time, Coach J-Rom was saying in one of the emails that, I need to jerk your chain a little bit more and say, hey, this sponsor you were talking about that was paying these creators to come at you wasn't getting paid to, these people weren't getting paid to come at you necessarily. There's only one other person they were getting paid to directly attack. I'm not going to mention that person's name. It's not necessary. Because Coach J-Rom's, current girlfriend and fiance used to be the girlfriend of one of these guys that's been sponsored by this sponsor that's been paying creators to attack other creators online for years here through a fake business, because this guy came into a lot of money after his parents passed away. That same dude is here again. He's here every day, and he seems to come out here the same time I come out here, no matter when. The guy with the headset and the shorts. Okay. Interesting. It's all good. It's all good. He doesn't bother me. I don't bother him. Right? So yeah, the woman that Coach J-Rom is with, Anna, used to be the girlfriend of an early 40s creator that's been sponsored by this sponsor. Right? That, has been paying a bunch of creators out here on YouTube to attack other creators like me. I wrote back to Coach J-Rom and I said, Coach J-Rom, I respect your opinion, but here's the thing. Do you honestly think that the early 40s guy told Anna everything about what he was doing or what he was talking about with his sponsor and other creators that were paid to do the same thing. I mean, come on now, you know. Yeah, you know, Anna probably knew a lot. But let me tell you something. Some things are better left unsaid. Okay? Because the bottom line is, you never know what's going to happen. And the last thing that these people would want is some actual, you know, proof or someone hearing someone saying, yeah, you know, I was told by the early 40s guy that, you know, my sponsor deliberately was paying myself and other people to come at Eli. They're not going to admit to that. That'd be stupid. That would be admitting to breaking the law. It's a targeted hate and harassment attack, right? Now, I'm only mentioning this because, you know, a lot of these people have been coming back and they've been trying to, you know, whatever it is, whether they're just realizing that the drama is not sustainable anymore and they've got to build new relationships with people that are creating real content. Maybe that's it. At the same time, I want to put out a public message saying that I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid because, you know, I think I kind of mentioned this yesterday. I'll say it again. That there have been some people from this drama group coming here under different accounts that are not blocked over the last several weeks. And, you know, at one point or another, I was friends with these people, and I still don't have a problem with them to this day. I'm just not interested in what they're doing. I'm not interested in being a part of the fake instigated drama because it has nothing to do with life coaching and uplifting people. It's the complete opposite thing, right? Our genres clash. They don't work well together, right? But yeah, you know, Sweeping 1985 started coming around. I didn't know who she was. I assumed it was somebody from that side, but all along it was Anna. She's been here for a while. And then another lady I used to work with in 2020, and we worked on some projects together. That's now a part of that drama group. You know, she currently runs a channel called The Party Channel. She came around and hung around for a week or so, and you know, she was very, very nice and cordial, and you know, we had some great conversations. Now, she hasn't been around in about a week or so, so I don't know if she's just making her rounds. I mean, you never know, right? And then, you know, earlier on this past week, a guy that lives in Canada, goes by the YouTube username of the Mad Shangy. He runs the Mad Shangy Army channel. He stopped on by, and he was, you know, he was pretty cool. He was just sharing what was going on and not trolling or anything, you know. And then I get an email from Coach J-Ron wanting to be unbanned. And these are all people that are connected, very, very well connected. They've all been connected behind the scenes with this one drama hate group, you know, fake instigated drama hate group run by a mid-30s millennial guy, right? So I'm putting this out there because, you know, I want to have good faith in people. You know, I want to be able to have faith that these people are actually really trying to turn things around and they don't have some alternate motive. But I would be naive and gullible if I didn't put it out there and stated that, hey, you know, I've got my eyes and ears open and I'm not an idiot and I've been down this road before and I'm not going down this road again. So, you know, my decision was, hey, I'll let anyone come back and chat. I'll unban you as long as in good faith you say you're done. You're done with, you know, whatever happened in the past. You're done coming at me. You're done doing stupid things, right? And you're done with drama, right? And I won't even ask you to remove content that you made on me that was stupid from the past. I mean, there are some people that have removed content on their own because they're realizing that there's no value to having me on their channel anymore for the most part, right? But I'm not going to ask you. I know J-Rom, you still have some videos up on me. And I don't really care. It doesn't matter. I'm not offended by it, and you don't have to remove them. I mean, if you want to do that on your own free will because you think that's better for you, then go ahead and do it if you want, but you don't have to, right? So all I'm saying here, folks, is that in good faith, I've let some people come back. I've been talking about it for weeks now. I'm about, forgiving and forgetting, putting things in the past. I'm about letting bygones be bygones, which is part of this stream's topic, right? But at the same time, I'm not an idiot. And I'm also, going to be watching what people are putting in my chat very closely, right? And here's the thing. I don't care about what other people say about me anywhere else. If these people want to go, even you, Coach Eli, if you want to go talk shit about me on your platform or anywhere else, right? Have at it. And I know you're saying you're not going to do that anymore, but what I'm saying to you is this. I only care about one thing. I care about how you folks behave in my chats on my channel. Whatever else you do anywhere else is your own fucking business. Okay? You do whatever you feel is going to get you ahead, right? And help you accomplish what you want. All right? Talk about me all you want. Talk about other people. I don't care, right? I just ignore that. But coming here and disturbing what I'm doing is my choice. And if you guys want to follow my rules finally and stick around and have some great conversations and learn from each other and uplift each other, that's great. If not, then toodaloo. That's it. That's the bottom line. I'm saying the same thing right now I said back then, right? Everything that I'm saying right now, and here's the thing. This is the thing. I'm not even looking for credit. But here's the thing. People have discredited me for not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about, right? Right? But the funny thing is, everything I talked about years ago about this shit not being sustainable long term, and now another thing, YouTube is starting to demonetize drama channels again. I started seeing this happening. Okay? And by the way, I'll mention this guy's name because I don't care. Nobody from his network is here. It doesn't matter. You see, J-Rom, here's the thing. J-Rom, you were saying, and I'll say this, I don't care. You were saying that this guy, French Dose Inside the Lab, that's his channel, right? He was getting paid, these two creators, the early 40s guy and the mid 30s guy, but I think it was the early 40s guy was coming at him, not the mid 30s guy. The early 40s guy was getting paid to attack French Dose Inside the Lab. Here's the funny thing. I used to watch that guy a little bit during that stuff happening years ago, right? A few years ago, year and a half ago, right? That guy ended up getting monetized, and literally 3-4 months ago, I hadn't checked in on him. I checked in on him recently, and the dollar sign was no longer at the bottom of the screen for super chats. And then I scrolled back through his channel, and he mentioned that he got demonetized. Of course you got demonetized, dude, because all you do is talk shit about other people on the internet, and you attack people. It's stupid. And you put out stupid private information, right? You guys, here's the thing. You guys blatantly, the people that do this stuff, you blatantly violate the community guidelines of YouTube. And hey, it's not even a copyright issue, right? See, here's the thing, what people don't understand. This is what gets you removed from the YouTube partner program. It's not the copyright issues. I mean, they can get you removed if you have an abundance of them. But if you have a few copyright claims or even a copyright strike, that's not going to get you removed from the YouTube partner program. What's going to get you removed are community guideline violations and strikes, right? You see, this guy was blatantly violating the guidelines. And guess what? He got removed from the YouTube partner program. The mid-30s guy, years ago, got removed from the YouTube partner program for doing the same thing, right? And now, he got remonetized on some channel since that time. All right, I'm back. I see you, Sweet Pea. Yeah, if J-Rom is trying to type stuff, he's trying to type block words. All those people's names. Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. I didn't unban him from Nightbot. He's going to have to wait till tomorrow. His name is blocked on Nightbot, and I have Nightbot checking usernames. So he's not blocked on YouTube, but Nightbot is preventing him from being able to chat. So unfortunately, he's going to have to wait till the next show. Sorry about that. Sweet P 1985. Thank you, Liz. Please don't forget to smash the like button and share the stream out if you're a new subscriber. Sweet Pea says, actually, we don't push Atkins or keto because they are dangerous. It can cause high cholesterol and BP. And here's my opinion on that. Don't believe everything you read. There are other people out there that are trying to push their stuff. The Atkins diet is one of the safest diets you can do. There's nothing wrong with it. And if you eat good quality food, good quality meats and proteins and cheeses, right? And you're not doing that for the rest of your life. You're doing that till you lose the weight, and then you start a maintenance program. You can incorporate some carbs back. Like, here's the thing. I'm at my nominal weight level, about 175 or so. And I've been building some muscle. Typically, I'm 170 when I have less muscle, but I built some more muscle up, right? And I'm still working on that. At this point right now, I can eat whatever I want. I can eat dessert every day if I want to, eat carbs and eat whatever. As long as I stay within my caloric range and do my walks and exercise every day, I won't gain a pound. Right now, I don't eat desserts and stuff all the time because too much sugar is not good for you, right? With moderation, and anything is good. Anything is okay with moderation. As long as you keep up your exercise regimen, right? And you don't exceed your daily caloric maximum intake. So I understand you folks have your opinion and what works for you. As long as it works for you, that's cool. But I know many people that have done keto and have done Atkins, and they've lost a lot of weight and they've kept it off. And now they're on a maintenance program. And if they so happen to gain 5 or 10 vanity pounds and they need to get back into shape for a summer, swimsuit day on the beach, then they get back on it for like a month and a half. They lose it quick, and then they maintain. But yeah, it's whatever works for you. Whatever works for you to reach that goal of being healthy and fit. I'll get back to what I was saying here in a second. 30s guy wasn't paid to go after dose. 40s guy was. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did correct myself already on that before I saw you were here. Yeah, I do remember that. But here's the thing. That French dose guy, that the 40s guy, and his name is blocked here too, so you can't use his name, or you know that. That's why I refer to them as this. And the bottom line is I don't even want people to know who they are so they don't look them up. It's just for people that have been here for a while, and the other people just hear the story of how we've worked through it, right? And the stupidity things people have done out here. But, yeah, French Dose was just like the early 40s guy. He still is, right? And you see, here's the thing, Anna. This is what gets people demonetized and gets channels shut down on YouTube. You've got grown-ass men having pee-pee measuring contests. Let's just call it that to be YouTube friendly, right? These guys have pee-pee measuring contests, right? So this was what was happening between, the early 40s guy and French Dose. They went back and forth with stupid things, right? And look what happens. French Dose gets demonetized, loses his, being in the YouTube partner program. He's no longer in the YouTube partner program. He's removed from it, right? I haven't kept up with the early 40s guy. He's probably had some monetization issues and community guideline strikes and copyright stuff, right? And this is the kind of shit that you have to deal with, creating stupid-ass content like that, if you continue creating content like that, then you might as well not even be in the YouTube partner program. And quite frankly, you shouldn't even be on YouTube, because eventually, whether you're monetized or not, your channel will get shut down for harassment and bullying. Because that's what it is. I don't care how much of a, freedom of speech advocate you are. That has nothing to do with freedom of speech. It has to do with bullying and harassment. It's stupid. It's stupid shit, right? So getting back to the early 30s guy, okay, he's realizing that, hey, I can no longer monetize this type of content. I'm not only having to continuously, filter people in and out of my network, right? Because once people figure out what I'm doing, they're leaving. So I have to continuously find new people. On top of that, YouTube's starting to crack down again on monetized channels. For a while, I'll tell you honestly, for the last year, up until the beginning of this year, like in 2021, YouTube was very, very liberal with monetization. Like, they were just giving everyone monetization, whether you're a drama, shit show channel, hate channel, whatever. And they were not shutting most people down. Now, in 2022, things are getting back to normal, and now they're cracking down on these drama shit show channels that are monetized again, right? And I'll tell you honestly, I'm loving it, because this crap is stupid. It's stupid. It's not worthy of being on here. It doesn't help anyone, including the people creating the content, because, like I've always said, it's not sustainable long term, right? It's not sustainable long term. So all I was saying, in part of this stream, the part of it is let bygones be bygones. We'll get to the other topic here in a second. I'm going to pull up this side because there's somebody coming. Is that I've let bygones be bygones for the last year plus. And it seems like a lot of these people that used to come at me and other people doing these stupid things want to let bygones be bygones. But I got to be honest. Are you letting bygones be bygones, or are you being forced to change because of YouTube's monetization policies? There's a difference if deep within your head and heart you feel some remorse for what you did, compared to being forced to make a change, or you get demonetized, or you stop making your money that you're making that's paying your livelihood, right? See, a lot of these people, and with no disrespect to anyone that's come back, I'm just being honest. I think a lot of these people are only doing this because they feel forced to do it due to the monetization policies being tightened up again, and YouTube starting to crack down. I'm seeing people get shut down or get removed from the YouTube partner program again. And as far as me goes, all my videos are green every single day. And if one turns yellow by mistake after a stream ends, I submit it for manual review every now and then, and boom, within an hour it's back to green, fully monetized. Why? Because I follow the guidelines. I create good content. I don't attack people. I share stories on how to protect yourself from these people instead of actually attacking these people. I don't do that shit. And neither should you. It's stupid. It's stupid. It'll get you demonetized, removed from the YouTube partner program, and eventually your channel will get shut down. And even if it doesn't, how long are you going to be able to keep an audience of people around that's going to tolerate this shit? You're going to be moving people in and out of your network and your chats and your live streams like a revolving fucking door. Right? And these people are tired and they're burnt out. They're tired and burnt out. That's what's happening. Lewis says, good afternoon, everyone. Make sure you're subscribed. All right, I'm back. Sorry, folks. Got cut off. Just waiting for some people to pass on by. Like I was saying a second ago, Lewis, yes, people need to be subscribed 24 hours here before they can chat. Security measure, and I also want people to be subscribed if they want to chat. Why wouldn't you want to be subscribed to someone's chat that you regularly chat in, right? And that's what I want here. I want regulars. I want people to stick around, right? And so if she's tried to chat here, she unfortunately has to wait till tomorrow, you know. That's just the way it goes. My apologies on that. Let me see here. Josh said we didn't actually come here for anything to do with drama. We came here to get a break from drama. Well, Josh also said he's a part of that group for the time being. And that group is still a drama group as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not trying to criticize or tell you what to do, but you know, it's kind of like, it's almost like playing both sides of the fence, right? I mean, you're either gonna go the drama route or non-drama route. I've been saying that for years, right? And I'm not telling you, Anna, or J-Rom what to do, right? But do you see how contradicting it sounds? We're here to get away from the drama, but then he tells me in an email, I'm still a part of that drama group for the time being, right? Maybe you're all trying to figure it out and see what's the best way to move forward, and that's okay. I get it. Not a big deal. I've got a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to have to get back to some of your messages, Anna. He's listening too. Well, welcome, J-Rom. Let's see, sock account. Bernie, what the hell is that? Fife, you are right about monetizing, but you can't deny how many super chats and donations he makes a living from it. Can you honestly show receipts where you can say the same? Not being ugly, just facts. What kind of receipts do you want me to show? Why don't I just come out here and say that he's made way more money than I have on the platform because of what he's done and what he did to me? So, sir, sock account, whether you're my super troll or not, all right, let's just tackle this head on. What's your fucking point? Because I'm not denying the fact that I haven't made as much money as him. Yes, I do have super chats enabled, and yes, I am rebuilding with a real audience, non-drama audience. You see, the question you should be asking that guy, Bernie, FIFA, whatever the hell your name is that, how about he gets rid of all the drama and starts creating real content? How about he becomes a coach and see if he even makes as much money as I'm making? See, you're not approaching it the right way. And I'm not triggered. I'm just stating the facts. I mean, is that your attempt to try to trigger me or something? I mean, why are you asking a question that has an obvious answer? He's made a lot more money than me and through super chats, but he's doing it through fake instigated drama and attacking other people and blatantly violating the YouTube terms of service. He knows he's doing it, right? It's not sustainable long term. And if he continues doing it, and anyone that continues doing that shit is initially going to be removed from the YouTube partner program, then eventually get their channel shut down. It's happened to them before. So what is your point, sir? Because here's the thing. I'm tackling things head on now with trolls. When you ask stupid questions, I'm going to give you the obvious answer that you should probably already know, and you probably do already know. And you're not triggering me, bro. That was a dumb question. That's a dumb question. I just got a message from Lori. She would like to be unbanned too. Why don't you have her send me an email? Coach Eli at coacheli.com and have her write to me, why would she like to be unbanned? And what value does she get from this channel that she wants to talk here? That's fine. I don't have a problem unbanning anyone that gives me a reason on why they want to come back. And I don't want like a jibber jabber answer. I want the truth. I want to know, are you finally realizing that all the shit that you guys did and participated in to come at me was all fake and instigated? All the money you donated to these people came at my expense and other people's expense that didn't deserve to get that? I mean, seriously. And I'm not triggered. Listen, I'm going to take advantage of this moment to show everyone how intuitive I am and how good I am at what I do to help people. I saw this shit coming 3 years ago. You want to go watch my past videos? I've been talking about this for years. But yeah, that's fine. Have Lori email me. Coach Eli at coacheli.com. I don't think she's banned there. I don't think she's ever sent me an email. If not, send it to Sanctuary. Sanctuary at coacheli.com. A lot of these nice, fast private planes are flying today on a Sunday. Let me go off the air and come back. I think the chat got stuck again. All right, we're back. I can like cake and pie. It's like being a bisexual. You can have the best of both worlds. I enjoy both horror and comedy. Still hate chick flicks. It's not always black or white. Well, here's the thing. Sweet P 1985. Anna. I understand that. I like a variety of things too. The problem I have here is these creators are being paid by a fake caregiving sponsor to deliberately attack people. There's nothing real about it. And people have figured it out, and they're tired of it, right? And so there's nothing real about it. I'm not saying that some of them aren't friends. I think the people that are friends within these groups are at the very top. There are no real friendships in that group. There aren't. People are just props. I told this to J-Ron behind the scenes. They're being used as props, okay? So you bring them on a panel and you trigger them on purpose to entertain the audience in the chat. All of them have mod wrenches in the chat, right? To feel special, right? People in the chat are super chatting. And then once those people have enough of getting triggered on these panels, then they go back to the chat, start donating, and then the other people that were in the chat and donating are now on the panel, creating more of the fake drama, right? Instigated by these creators, these two creators, the mid-30s guy and the early 40s guy. That's why it no longer works. People figured it out. You can't double end things. You can't have it both ways. You can't be friends with someone and then use them for content and donations. You got to go one way or the other. And then there's nothing wrong with friends donating to you. Just don't use those friends and instigate fake drama on them and trigger them on purpose just to entertain the rest of your audience, right? It becomes one vicious cycle of shit that ends up self-combusting, right? It's the truth, right? Bernie, no, I'm simply pointing out the other side of the conversation where you say the channels won't make it and you're discussing money, that's all. Well, here's the thing, Bernie. If they feel they can make it creating non-drama content, then why don't they just get rid of the drama and become a coach like me or create real content? Why don't they just drop the drama right now and start creating real content and see where that entire drama audience they have goes? Bernie, dude, you're somebody that knows me. You could be my super troll, or you might even be the mid-30s guy, or you might be the early 40s guy on a sock. Quite frankly, I don't care who you are. I'm not stupid. I know how these people play the game. What I'm saying is that if you want to challenge me saying that, or when I say that they don't switch to regular real content because they won't make it, then how about they try to do that? How about they call me out? How about they shift their entire message to a positive one, get rid of all the drama, and see where the audience goes, and see where the donations go, and see where the sponsorship goes that's paying them for the drama. Come on, dude. I mean, seriously, man. Furthermore, Bernie says, sir, I think part of your problem keeping people is when you ask serious questions, you go off because you may not agree with you. Even if I were a troll, you are a fucking troll, sir. Trolls are views too, unless they say bad. Dude, number one, you are a troll. You don't show your face or use your real name because, sir, you're afraid of getting doxxed and harassed in real life, just like I've been doxxed and harassed. So what's your point, sir? You want to go back and forth this entire stream and have a pee-pee length contest? Is that what you want to do, sir? Because honestly, sir, you are trying to trigger me with the trying to play the nice act, right? And I'm not triggered, sir. I'm just sitting here clearly pointing out how pathetic and stupid some of the things you people do. Like, sir, what's your purpose of being here? You're not here to learn from me. You're here to try to challenge me on things that don't make any sense. I'm making sense out of everything. He has no, of course, he's a sock account, Lewis. Oh, sorry, it's Barney, not Bernie. Barney. Can't see with my glasses here. Things, and Barney Fife was the deputy on Andy Griffith. Oh, great, dude. You want me to whistle the theme song from the show? What was it called? The Andy Griffith Show, I believe it was called. In Mayberry, right? Boy, dude. That's great. Sweet P 1985 says, listen, I still support the 30s guy. I came here to weigh in on the relationship stuff. I was happy for you finding someone. Well, I appreciate that, right? But let me ask you, Anna. You know, I don't have a problem you supporting whoever you want to support. I don't care. You want to support the early 30s or the mid 30s guy? No problem. I've always said that, right? But here's the thing. The mid 30s guy and I are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. At least how he represents himself online compared to how I represent myself, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Okay. Now, in real life, he may be a good guy. I'm sure he is. But his online persona, the way people know about him publicly, is the complete opposite of how people know me, right? And the way that, you know, he's played his game of, you know, when people want to watch myself, when people want to watch positive content and they're a part of his network, what this guy has done in the past, and the early 40s guy too, is that they troll all these positive channels and then they intentionally trigger us like they did in the past, and then the audience leaves us and goes to them. They play all these games. Do you condone that kind of shit? I mean, Anna, let me ask you this. You're a grown-ass woman in your 40s, right? You're a grown-ass woman in your 40s, right? And you're choosing to play with men that are behaving worse than kindergartners, at least how they're displaying themselves online. So, I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm just saying that you're choosing to participate with people, in my opinion, that are beneath you, at least in the way they're representing themselves online, right? And if you choose to do that, that's fine, no problem. You're welcome here. You've been respectful. I'm just speaking to the truth, right? Okay, unless you have proof, actual proof, not just what you think, that Brian paid them for that, I'm done listening to you bashing that man This is not what I came here for. Well then, Sweepy, if you're done watching me, then you can go ahead and leave on your own free will. And unless you say something derogatory, which you haven't, I'm not going to ban you. But see, there you go. You see, there you go. This proves to me that none of you have fucking changed. You're all the same. You're all still pulling the same shady shit, right? Because see, if you were really truly rising above all this stuff, you wouldn't say, hey, I'm tired of you criticizing the guy. You know, if you have any proof that he did what he did, come on. You think people would take things in real life and drive clear across the country and spit on my father's grave, show up at my family residences, stalk me at the fucking park? And you have respect for people that do that? You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. You should. And I'm not triggered. I'm just stating the facts. I came here to get a break from drama. I'm done listening to drama. You are talking drama. Well, you can leave if you want, Anna. I'm not going to ban you because you haven't said anything ban-worthy. But if you can't handle the truth, if you're going to come here and state how you feel about things, I'm going to do the same thing. Right? Right? And who knows, maybe you were sent here so now the mid-30s guy can create a stream and dissect this. He's going to do that. I bet he will do that. I bet they're all going to do it, right? And I don't care if they do it. I'm not going to pay attention to it. I'm dealing with what I have here in my chat, and I'm speaking my truth. And you folks just can't handle the truth because you still have not worked through it yet. You're not ready to let go of the drama to live a positive, happy, healthy, and uplifting life. You're not ready. Because if you were, nothing I say here would have triggered you. You are triggered now. Right? You're now triggered. Right? And I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm just stating my truth just like you've been. Right? And I was just responding to what you were saying. And in essence, ma'am, you are condoning behaviors that to me are irrational and stupid. That's the bottom line. They're irrational and stupid, and you're condoning that behavior. Maybe it's because you were raised to be so submissive. That's fine. But all I've tried to do here, ma'am, is say, hey, look, start believing in yourself more, start loving yourself more, and start standing up for yourself more. You don't have to be 100% submissive, maybe 70%, 80%, but at least have a spine to stand up for yourself and not just go with what these people, especially these men, want you to do. Be yourself, for Christ's sake. Barney says, hey, I promise I'm not a troll, and I would comment if my main channel wasn't blocked over misspelling a word once. That's not way to be when my sister bought those gloves. Well, sir, here's the thing. There's been many back and forth. I know who your sister is now. And quite frankly, I know what you've done and what she's done. And I don't even know what your purpose of being here is. Right? And quite frankly, the way you've been writing to me, you haven't changed one bit either. Right? I'm not stupid here. I see what's happening. I'm not stupid here. Either you're all being sent by the early 30s guy and the mid 30s guy and the early 40s guy, or maybe you're taking it upon your own free will to come here and maybe lash out some things you wanted to lash out for a while for whatever reason, right? I really don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm doing my own thing. Right? And, you know, I try to give people chances, but I'm always on alert, especially with this group of people, right? And your behavior, all of you, your behavior is proving to me you haven't changed one bit at all. None of you. None of you. And you're desperate for content because what you've been doing and me not feeding into it hasn't gotten you folks anywhere, right? That's what it all boils down to. And I'll tell you this. That's the case, that's fine. You know, I may just consider to just reban all of you and want nothing to do with this, right? I tried to be nice. I tried to give you guys a chance. Sure, Anna, you came here for the right reasons, partially, because you wanted to hear positive stuff and all that. But at the same time, you're still not, you're still not realizing what really happened with people that you continue supporting today. The people you continue to support today are people that were involved in doing a lot of things that created harm to myself and my family and my business and my brand for years. And you are okay. You flat out came here in my chat and you said you're okay with them doing that. In other words, right? That's cool. I've moved past it. No worries. And again, I had no problem with you being here, and I still don't. But now, you're coming out on top of, saying you're here for positive stuff, and you're saying, oh, I still support these people that did all these bad things to you, Eli, and your family, right? You support them, man. You basically agree with them, whether you actually do or you don't. I don't support anyone that I have an issue with doing stuff like this, especially, right? Your choice, though, not a big deal. I wasn't sent by anyone. I've been talking over here for a month. I came here for relationship stuff. I'm not triggered. I just want to talk about chicks having to have an emotional shift. I will get to that. Chat was stuck again. Please enlighten me how I am and what I've done. It's more about what you've done in the past and not owned up to, bro. That's what it is. You come here and you start to question things, right? Instead of just say, hey, dude, how are you? It's great to see you, man. Used to be a part of this. I'm here for forgiveness. You didn't approach it that way, dude. So I'm too much of a lost soul to be coached. And if people blamed others for what those siblings has done, then Chris would be royally screwed, huh? Well, that's enough of you, dude. Give me a second here. Yeah. These people have not changed, folks, in years. They're still low-life scumbags and miserable people. Very unhappy within themselves, right? Right? And if you're wondering, before I get to the actual topic here, it won't take too long, and I still got another 30 minutes on this walk. I'm going to go to the other side. Okay? If you're wondering why I even talked about this, it's because I wanted to prove a point that these people have not changed, that I've risen above it, and you can rise above it too, right? These people, I didn't instigate them in any way. They came to me, right? They have nothing better to do, right? And it's just, it's comical. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous to see grown-ass people continue to behave this way after 5 years. Some of these people have been doing this and behaving this way for 5 years, right? I had my moments of first coming out here on YouTube as a full-time content creator. I had my moments. I said some things I shouldn't have said. I've owned up to it. I've owned up to everything, right? And I've moved on. These people still have not moved on, right? So we're going to continue to ignore them and remove them, right? And after today, I'm going to decide whether I want any of them here chatting, Unfortunately, that might be you too, Anna. So that's that. It's not a big deal. This is what you deal with in the real world, and this is what you deal with out on YouTube, being a public figure. It's part of the game, right? And if you missed any parts of this show, you're just tuning in. When it goes to a replay, go back and watch it. You will learn through my experiences of dealing with people on this platform that just don't stop. They see someone like myself that's happy and outgoing and positive and looks good and knows what I'm talking about, right? I'm a positive person. I love myself. And they can't stand that because they don't love themselves. So because of the fact that they don't love themselves and can't find a way to love themselves, they keep coming back trying to get me down to their level, right? These people get bored, right? They're like, okay, let me pop into Eli's after a year or two of not talking to him like that Barney whatever guy did, right? And I'm feeling miserable right now, so let me see if I can trigger him a little bit so I feel less miserable about myself, right? And to that guy, your sister did not buy me those gloves. Your sister actually filed for a refund on the super chat. And usually they don't give people refunds, but they did. So she reneged on a donation. I've never done that. Even the people that I would have wanted to, I never did that. I'm not an Indian giver, right? So think of it that way, dude. I mean, why would I want to bring someone back that once donated and then, filed for a refund on the donation when I didn't do anything wrong? I mean, come on, man. A lot of these people have lots of issues, folks. Like, you're going to deal with lots of people with lots of issues, whether you're online or offline, folks. And these are the people that you don't waste your time on. I'm talking about it because I'm a coach and I'm here to highlight it for you folks. So when it happens to you, you know how to just ignore it and walk away from it and move forward with what you want to accomplish with the right people. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Energizer Bunny. They keep going and going and going, never stops. That's true, Lewis. That is absolutely true, Lewis. Give me a second. Lots of people on the trail today. Let me see here. Lewis, can you do me a favor? Can you please copy and paste the title of the stream in the chat? It's scrolled past that point. I can't recover it. We're going to get started on it right now. Just copy and paste it if you can. We're going to get to talking about women's emotions. And how you need to trigger a woman's emotions in a good way if you want her to be attracted to you. I shouldn't be using that word trigger because it sounds like a negative connotation, even though there are good emotions and bad emotions, and knowing how to trigger good emotions of a woman is going to make your life as a man a lot easier. And if you don't know how to trigger a woman's emotions in a positive way and you trigger her negative emotions, then you're screwing yourself. And a lot of these people A lot of these people, like even the people I've been talking about, the early 40s guy, the mid 30s guy, I'm not saying they're necessarily bad people. They have done some bad things, right? But these guys, they lack emotional awareness. They lack emotional self-control. They lack emotional maturity. They lack emotional intelligence, right? And women are emotional beings. Like I say, women respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Then they may reason with logic later on, right? So in order for a woman to be completely attracted to you, is what I'm trying to say. Sure, she needs to be physically attracted to you, but she also needs to feel the emotional bond. And she's not going to feel that emotional bond unless she knows, and it's apparent, that you have emotional intelligence, and you're emotionally aware, and you're emotionally stable and strong. That's the problem nowadays. And it's primarily happening with millennial men. They started the trend of lack of emotional self-awareness. Or lack of emotional awareness. The trend is carried on to the Gen Zers, right? The Gen Zers are trying to reverse what the millennial trend happened, and they're struggling. They're struggling, right? Now let's see what happens with the Alpha generation, which are kids 10 and under, right? Yeah, Lewis, let me know if you can put it in the chat. Give me a second. I'm going to go off the air for a second. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, brother. All right, let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail. In beautiful Redwood City, California. 60 degrees, nice day again. We've been on for 78 minutes, an hour and 18 minutes, minus a cutoff or so. Probably about an hour and 17 minutes right now. Took an hour and 17 minutes to get to the actual topic. Well, I have two topics. I already talked about let bygones be bygones, and that's exactly what I've done. Missed the first part of the show, especially if you've been a part of my channel in the past and everything that I've experienced on YouTube the last 5 years. You'll get some good value out of it. If you're new, you'll probably learn something new out of it too, right? Learn to let bygones be bygones. I've let bygones be bygones, right? But now let's get to the actual topic. This is episode number 246. Episode number 246. And the topic is women must feel emotional shift for attraction to happen. One more time. Women must feel emotional shift for attraction to happen. Earlier today, I came across this video. It's a new channel I started following. It's a guy that does, I guess, manosphere content, but he's a pretty good creator, and he makes a lot of sense. And he was talking about this topic, talking about, women need to feel an emotional shift, a range of emotions in order to feel attraction. And I was like, you know what, dude, you're absolutely right. And most people that were probably watching this video have no clue why an emotional shift, a range of emotions, and triggering a woman's emotions and shifting her emotions is crucial to her being attracted to you. Because if you can't stimulate a woman emotionally in a positive way, what the hell was that? It sounded like a loud, motorcycle on the freeway, and literally I felt the ground rumble. Probably has no muffler. Wow, that was loud, like half a mile away. I felt it like an earthquake. So a lot of those guys that were watching that video, again, probably didn't understand what he was talking about, right? I'm going to explain it as clearly as possible today here, okay? The reason why most modern men, especially millennial men and younger, that includes millennial men, the Gen Y generation, the Gen Z generation of men, the I generation, and the Alpha generation, which is 10 and under, they're too young to even understand any of this shit. So we're not going to worry about them for now. We'll be talking about them in a few years when they're 12 and 13. They start going through puberty and they start to like girls, right? Right? Where some of them, they start liking girls even at 10, but that generation is still too young, right? But the millennial men, the Gen Z men are struggling with this more than any other generation. Even some men in my generation, Gen X, never figured it out. But most of the Gen X men understand this, right? Because we were around during a time before social media, and we were meeting in different ways, and just things were different. They're not as fast-paced as they are today. That young man and his young wife, they're probably in their mid to late 20s. His wife was pregnant, probably having their first kid, and they're taking a nice walk. That's good. It's good for the baby, good for your wife. What a lot of women don't understand is that when they have a kid and that weight's still retained on them after they have a kid, it's not because they were pregnant, it's because they were gaining additional weight with the crap they were eating, right? And they weren't exercising. You still need to walk. When you're pregnant, you still need to get out there and move around. It's good for you, it's good for your baby, right? But some women will say, oh, it's pregnancy weight. I was, after I had my kid, I had 60 pounds extra on me. Well, that has nothing to do with your pregnancy, ma'am. It has to do with the fact that you were eating like a garbage disposal when you were pregnant and you were getting no exercise. Probably because your husband was working and, he didn't take some time to spend with you to help keep you healthy and fit and do the right thing for you and your baby. Anyway, that's a story for another time, right? But these millennial men and these Gen Xers, women must feel emotional shift for attention. Yes, thank you, Lewis, for putting the whole thing there. I got it, yeah. These millennial men and these Gen Z men, they lack emotional awareness. They're closed off emotionally. A lot of that has to do based on their childhood. There has never been a generation that has had kids come from a broken household than the millennial generation. I think this is something I've never talked about before, this specifically, but I think a lot of the issues with millennials started happening, obviously, with my generation and the baby boomers that were giving birth to the millennials. And the divorce rate started to tremendously increase. Why? Well, like I said before, women have been liberated, which is not a bad thing for women to have equal rights and all of it. Women started working. They started becoming more independent. They started becoming more sexually liberated. And everything changed, right? So, more and more kids, back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that are now millennials, and even the 90s that are millennials and post-millennials, born around those eras. Well, the 60s and 70s, those were, and early 80s, those were Gen Xers. But kids that were born in the late 80s throughout the 90s and early 2000s, right? By millennials and baby boomers, came primarily from broken households. More broken households than any other point in the history of the world, right? So a lot of these guys, never got the nurturing emotional love and support from their mother. They never learned how to be a strong alpha male from their father. As a matter of fact, in many cases, the sexual polarity was switched, with their parents if they even still were married and not divorced, right? A lot of parents that were married back then, and even a lot of relationships nowadays, the woman is the one wearing the pants. She's the one that's exuding more masculine energy and acting like the man in the marriage. And then the man is the one that's acting more submissive and acting more feminine, right? So how the hell do you expect your little boy to learn to be a real man from his mother that's acting like a man and his father that's acting like a woman? Right? So there's what, in my opinion, has created the lack of emotional awareness amongst these men, millennial men and after, and even some in my generation, maybe some even in the baby boomer generation, but it's been more apparent with millennial men. They lack emotional awareness, they lack emotional self-control, they lack emotional intelligence, and they don't understand that is one of the most important things, emotional intelligence and emotional awareness and the emotional bond. Strong and not getting triggered, right? All right. Yeah, I'm back, Lewis. Sorry. This one took about a minute or so, a minute and a half to get back. I had to respond to that text message also pretty quick that I saw when I was on a different screen. I have my notifications turned off. I have do not disturb mode on when I'm live. So like I was saying, the lack of emotional awareness, emotional intelligence, emotional stability, being in touch and being open with your emotions. The most millennial men don't have that. And the Gen Z men, from what I've noticed, are trying to turn that around. And they're trying so hard that they're coming off like sissies. Like, you got to understand something, guys. Okay, I'm back. Thanks, Lewis. You got to understand something, guys. Okay? You can be emotionally open and be in touch with your emotions as a man and still be a strong, confident alpha male. Okay? You don't need to overdo it with the emotions, but don't close yourself off emotionally completely. Some of the best moments I've had with my woman have been emotionally bonding, to the point of where almost her and I, she's in tears and I'm almost even in a little bit of tears too. And trust me, when you really care about a woman and you bond emotionally and you go through something and you allow yourself as a man to be vulnerable and bond with her at that level, there's nothing more beautiful than that. That's the whole purpose of bonding with a woman, is to bond at that deep emotional level, right? And that makes you a stronger, real man, in my opinion, and it should be a fact. Real strong men are not afraid to be emotionally open and available and aware and emotionally intelligent and express themselves emotionally to their woman. They don't have to do it all day, every day, but there are times when it's called for, right? You see, women's emotions rise and fall like the sea, right? We all know that, right? They rise and fall like the sea, okay? They're all over the place, right? Do they like being all over the place? No. They have hormones that we don't have. They have a reproductive system. They go through menopause. The shit that women go through, guys don't realize. I understand it. And that's why I'm successful with women. Yes, I've had breakups, but I've had many relationships. And just because I've had breakups doesn't mean I haven't had relationships that have lasted for years. They just didn't go the distance, and I found somebody else. Now I'm with a woman that I hope I'm with forever. We'll see what happens. I hope for the best, right? But there are guys out there that can't even get one date, or will see a woman a couple times and never get into a relationship. If you want to get into a relationship with a woman and you want to get to the point of where at the 3-month mark she wants to commit to you and makes you aware of that. A lot of these planes nowadays, a lot of these planes today are very loud, and they're newer, loud planes that are coming in from somewhere. I don't know. It's Sunday. Maybe they're just taking a day trip. Typically, this airport's more used for business. But sure, on the weekends, you may have some pleasure with the same people, just getting away for the day. You're never going to get into a relationship with a woman unless you have emotional intelligence. And you understand that. And you know how to balance it out. If you're emotional, as a man, if you're emotional all day, every day, like a woman, she is not going to want to be in a relationship with you. She won't even date you. She won't even respect you. Because she needs your emotional strength to balance those all day, every day emotions that she's going through. Right? Like you be her rock, right? So you can't go from one extreme to the other. You can't be too emotional, or you can't be not emotional at all. You got to be well balanced as a man, and you got to know as a man when to be manly and dominant and have fun with your lady and tease her and play with her, or if she's going through an emotional moment, when to tone it down and say, hey, baby, I'm kind of sensing there's something wrong. Is there something I can do for you? Come here and give me a hug, right? That's an emotionally bonding moment. We've got like a bunch of people out here. There's like a rabbi and a service up there. What is going on up there? I don't know. I'm not going to go up there. From the everyday normal emotions that she is experiencing. See, women will experience normal emotions all day, every day. Let's say they're by themselves, right? Or they're around co-workers or friends. They're going to experience normal, everyday emotions. And something may come up at work or with friends that might, get her emotions moving around, a little bit, right? But that's not what she really wants. Women want to be with a good man. A man that's going to be able to take her normal emotions and rise those emotions in a positive way. Rise those emotions with excitement, right? And desire and passion, right? I will tell you this, guys. I'm going to give you the secret to getting laid, okay? I've never said it. I've said it in other words. But here is the secret to getting laid. Even if you just want to get laid for one night, I've never been that way, and I would suggest you don't use this in that way. But the secret to getting laid is not even about what you look like. It's about how emotionally intelligent you are. Because there are guys out there, you see guys out there that are overweight and ugly, in your opinion, right? And maybe they are. But you see them with hot women, right? And a lot of times people are stereotyping and saying, yeah, that guy has money. Maybe so. But even then, why does he have a woman that's hot like that? Why is she with him? Because this guy knows how to talk to a woman and connect with her and bond with her emotionally. He is emotionally intelligent. I'm telling you guys, the secret to getting laid is emotional intelligence. And it goes beyond looks. Yes, looks do matter for most women, first and foremost. But I will tell you this, if you're able to rise a woman's emotions in a positive way, women's emotions, they're going to be, right around here, up and down around this level all day normally with the things they deal with. You as a man, if you want to keep their attention and get them into you and make them feel like they want to ride your salami more than you want to put your salami in them, then you got to emotionally bond with them and make them aware how emotionally intelligent you are and get their emotions to skyrocket up here when she thinks about you. Because guess what? If you have her emotions risen in a positive way up to here, everything else she goes through normally is going to be sandwiched down below. It's going to be smashed down below. You're going to be constantly on her mind. And when you're constantly on her mind above everything else, guess who she makes the most effort for? You. Guess who she wants to, let's just say, make love to all the time, right? Bang, make love, whatever, right? That's the key right there. That is the key, right? The emotional bond, guys, is the key to getting laid. And I don't even want to call it that because I'm a good guy. I like to make love. Sure, I like to bang too with my lady, right? Or women I wasn't with in the past. But I like to make love most of the time. So does my lady, and it's beautiful. It's emotionally bonding. It feels worth it, right? Because it takes energy to be intimate with somebody, right? Guys, open up your emotions. Set yourself free, right? Put the past behind you. I know you've all had different upbringings. You've been through a lot of stuff, and you've shut yourself off emotionally. You've shut yourself down. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere until you allow yourself to, first of all, love yourself, and that'll allow you to love someone else, and someone else to love you, right? For that to happen, you got to be open emotionally. It doesn't make you a weak man to have emotional moments at times. Okay? Everybody has emotions, men and women. We just process them differently. I mean, don't you want to be with a woman that really genuinely loves you and cares for you and really has feelings for you? You know what feelings are? They're an emotion. A feeling is something someone gets when they really like you. They feel emotion. Women want to feel that with you. Why wouldn't you want to feel that with a woman? Right? And if you're the type of guy that just wants to go out there and bang women for the rest of your life, then ask yourself, how miserable are you really deep within yourself, right? Because guys that have commitment issues and women that have commitment issues, right? Guys that have commitment issues, it stems back to everything I mentioned here on this stream towards the second part. Women that have commitment issues have those issues primarily because the guys they've come across are like these guys I'm talking about. And these guys are the reason why these women have become jaded and closed off and then make other guys, wait for intimacy to happen. I'm going to take things slow. Like I mentioned in my stream yesterday, I'm going to take things slow, and I want to take the time to get to know you, and I don't have sex on the first date, and I'm not looking to rush into anything. I want to be friends first and then see where it goes. All that stuff is bullshit. It's because of what you guys have done to these women by being emotionally closed off and just using them for sex because you're afraid of commitment. You're afraid of getting hurt. You're afraid to take that chance to have real, true love and happiness happen, right? That's the truth of the matter. We are at about to turn 100 minutes. Let's say minus 3 minutes of cutoff. Hour 40. We're at an hour and 37 minutes. I'm going to start heading out, folks. We're going to be going off the air. Whoa, I've got something stuck on my shoe. Sorry. Going to be going off the air, folks, in about 5 to 7 minutes. Please get any last second questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. Lewis, are you still there, bro? If so, type something. I want to make sure I'm not missing any messages here. Please smash the thumbs up. We have 8 thumbs up, 11 in the box. Like this video, whether you're here live or on the replay. Share it out on your community tabs or any social media where you know there are people that would benefit from this content, this positive, uplifting content. I'm gonna come over here for a second. Yeah, a lot of people coming in and out of this trail today. There's a woman coming up here the way I was gonna go down, so I'm gonna just wait. Show you the beautiful scenery for a second. All right. Again, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat, folks. Gonna be going off the air now, probably just in about 5 minutes. Took a nice Epsom salt bath last night. I was soaking for a couple of hours after I got off the phone with my lady before I went to bed. And I feel good. My muscles are beginning to loosen up a bit more. And that last bit of sciatica still lingering on a little bit, but it's just getting better every day. It's feeling more and more amazing each and every day. I'll tell you guys sit there and blame women for everything, right? I'm not saying that women don't make mistakes, they do, but both men and women make mistakes, right? And are there women out there that are letting, women's live and being liberated and having equal rights get to their head? Sure. But there are also a bunch of decent women. You just have to filter the bad ones from the good ones, just like they have to filter the bad guys from the good guys, right? Okay? Put your guard down, guys. Act like men. A gentleman, right? You don't have to be a jerk or a dick, but don't be a sissy either. Be a good guy. Be firm but fair, right? Treat women the way you'd want to be treated, right? Don't overdo it, but don't underdo it. Balance it out, right? But it all starts within you. It starts within you and loving what you see in the mirror. And I get some of you, like I mentioned earlier, didn't have the best upbringing, so you never learned how to emotionally bond with people. I was fortunate to have a mother that not only gave me too much nurturing love at a young age, she still does to this day at my age of 48, and same with my brother. I may complain about it every now and then, and I complained about it back then. My mom loves me too much, but you want to know something? I'd rather have that than have the opposite. I'm very grateful and thankful for it, no matter how much I've been annoyed by it at times, right? Guys, start allowing yourselves to open up emotionally. Now, don't become an emotional basket case, or don't get as emotional as women, but become emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent and understand. That's how women are. The reason why you guys are failing with women, right? Or you may be getting women, but you're getting women that are just mentally messed up, because the mentally and emotionally messed up women, they can't tell that you're not emotionally aware. The women you really want that have their shit together and they're mentally and emotionally stable, okay, they can tell if you're not. All right, so if you want to get those women, you got to work on yourself and turn yourself around. Start allowing yourself to love, to be emotionally open, aware. Emotionally open, emotionally aware, emotionally stable, emotionally intelligent, right? And be emotionally supportive to any woman that you're with. That's half the battle of being in a relationship, is being emotionally supportive. Why would any woman want to be with a man that's not going to support her? And part of supporting her is emotional support. More important than financial support is emotional support, right? Sure, both the man and the woman nowadays being financially stable, right, is important for being supportive, right? But It's more important that you're emotionally supportive, and that's where guys lack the most nowadays. Anyway, I'm going to wrap things up here, folks. I'm going to go off the air and come back and wrap this. Yeah, some guy comes in here and says, and makes a sock account. That's my super troll saying I love myself and says I enjoy this content. No, you don't enjoy yourself. I'm that intuitive. Anyway, thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here. Thank you to even you, Sweet P1985, for being here, Anna. I'm keeping it honest and real, Anna. I'm not mad at you. I haven't banned you, at least at this point. And I don't want to, but hope you understand where I came from today. J-Rom, I'll figure out if I remove the block from Nightbot tonight. I have a lot of thinking to do on how I want to handle this. I just don't want to backtrack. I'm just sensing that something isn't right about all this. And when I get that feeling, I'm usually right. So we'll see what happens. With that being said, folks, have yourselves a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.